Oh, hello. Welcome back. How is everyone? I already trying not to start everything off with, just can't help it. It's been a little bit of a break since streaming. Alright, sorry, I just got really distracted then. So if we wanna... Once again, let's get a little bit into the analytics of YouTube section of the stream, starting off strong. We're at the point, just to date this video, as I always do. Tony Hawk's Underground Episode 3 has just gone up. Just like the others, it's done absolute bits. I think it is... Part of me feels like a lot of it's down to... thumbnail. Truth be told, I googled other Tony Hawk's Underground videos, saw the thumbnails that they were doing, and wanted to create something similar. Fine. We're all happy with that. And part of me thinks maybe that's why it's doing well. Tony Hawk's is already having a bit of a resurgence with the new game being out. But yeah, this one did bits. It's usually like 2 days, no one discovers it, and then on the 3rd day, it blows up. I think it gets into people's recommended or whatever. So this one, doing bits. It does have a copyright strike, as I thought it would. Join Me, in brackets, in death by him, plays for 30 seconds, which now means that the video can't be watched in Russia. And as soon as it was uploaded, I saw this, and I was like, I checked the analytics of the other videos, and it seems like I don't necessarily have any viewership on YouTube in Russia, so that doesn't seem to have really affected anything at all. And then the past couple of days, like the past 2 days, checked the video, nothing major necessarily going on. One expects, after like 2 videos, like the viewership plummets like so much. It's just what I expected. People like the first episodes of things. Heal, Mail, Sick Dynamite over Coco. Yeah, people like the first episode of the things, obviously. So I expect it to plummet. If anything, Tony Hawk's videos have done the opposite. As like each one's gone on, I guess it depends on like the reach of the video. I wouldn't know anything about that. Interview with Jimmy Hart and Money Inc. Yeah, it just seems to have done bits. It blows up like 3 days into it being uploaded. And this one seems to... I feel like I'm getting better at the editing. I feel like the videos themselves are a bit better. I can't remember what the point of this was. I just thought it was interesting that one video is blocked in Russia. TEW, anyway, welcome. 992. Shout out very quickly, if we can do this. Shout out to Heal Tactics 69 for following on Twitch. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, my top content at this moment is the 3 Tony Hawk's videos, which is madness to me. And then I check the analytics and 0% of the viewers are subscribed, and I'm just like, oh well. They're DBSE and IRS cutting a promo on, I guess, Animal and Hawk. 4 minutes will do. But yes, here we are. 1992 WWF. We're at Wrestling Challenge, which means it's our pre-booked show. I find analytics very interesting. Especially since this is such an early, like, channel. It's only been running since, I don't know, the start of the year. I'd say my typical viewing range is between 20 and 40. Fair. I expect that. I'm shocked anyone even views me, if I'm completely honest. I haven't checked if the microphone's working, and it is. That's fine. Yeah, it's like typical between 20 and 40. This video, 670. Kinda scares me. But I appreciate anyone that watches anything that I do. Like, if people are just willing to take the time out of the day to listen to me, interview with animal, and talk. If anyone's taking the day out to listen to me chat shit, usually complain, then I appreciate it more than I could ever actually say. On TED off screen and IRS off screen. We then have Skinner versus Brian Costello. Instead, let's have heel, male. Who's down here? They could do with being a bit higher. Dynamite Kid's already in a match. Let's do the Shangman. How are you all? I'm good. We took a little bit of a break from streaming, maybe like a week. I would have loved to have. I mean, I got the chance to upload a video, but like, interview with the Dynamite Kid. Gina's the interviewer. That Dynamite cut the promo. Yeah, just got busy. Like, I had the chance to upload a video, but like, that's something I can set going while I do other jobs. I have missed it, truth be told. You can cut it on Brent. Yeah, I've missed it. We got into, sorry, that was a bit of a disgusting noise. We got into such a good routine of doing it. Let's do Owen and Janetti. Yeah, a really good routine of kind of we could do Kato and Sonny Blaze. Yeah, it was happening so regular, and then it's like, where is he for a week? Which I appreciate to see that it hasn't like affected anything. Interview with Freddie, Bassie, and Sid. Let's do Sid. Cut the promo on Folk. Nice. All's good. I just feel like now. What was I gonna say? I need to get back into the groove because I got really good at being like, alright, this show's this show. 69% so not penalised. I knew what storylines I was doing. I know what we were building towards. Like, I think WrestleMania is soon, and I don't know whether to commit to doing it in this video. Because I have, what, about an hour and 40-ish? Which you'd think that's some amount of time, but I do end up just chatting shit sometimes. I also got to a point where I could pre-prepare. I was like, oh yeah, I know I need to get up main event, wrestling challenge, superstars of wrestling or whatever. And this one a lot. And on this one, I came on and it was just like wrestling challenge, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Interview with Money Inc. Tatanka defeated Tanaka in 7-11. The two have good chemistry, great names. Interview with Animal and Hawk. Papa Shango defeated Costello with a voodoo driver. Interview with Dynamite. Owen and Janetti defeated Kato and Sonny Blaze when Owen pinned Blaze with a missile dropkick. And then we got an interview with Freddie and Sid, which did bits to be fair. Financial report, 52. All is good, all is the same. I hope we're all still enjoying the SNES classics. I maybe should have found some more PlayStation music, but Sorry, I'm just trying to charge my phone because it just came off charge. I have a wireless charger because the port in my phone doesn't really work. All Japan morale issues. I feel like we've seen that a lot recently. Rings is doing bits. Willie Peters and Marcel Harmons have been bonding recently. Willie Peters. Shout out to Rings. Rick Rogers' big issues. We have WCW Power Hour in 5 days. We don't book Power Hour. That's just a statement. That also means Saturday night is in 5 days. WCW Saturday night. So we get to the 31st, 4th, April 1992. Yes. 4/4/1992, right, yeah. That is fine. Let's move over to WWF. Drug test fees, wrestling challenge, what's going on here? An incident involving Marty, hard drug user, let's give him a fine. Marty's unhappy. So don't do hard drugs. No, I can't believe you fined me. Shut up. We have WWF Primetime Wrestling, is that tonight? Yes. So, 13 March 1992. And then WrestleMania, I imagine, is on Sunday. Then we also have (29th of March? I guess it aired a day earlier. Or has it always been the case that it's a day before? Maybe it was just because of WrestleMania. WWF Superstars of Wrestling. March 4, 1992? Not March, it'll be April. Yeah, April 4, 92. We also need WWF WrestleMania 8. Do we have a good review for WrestleMania 8? The Smart brand's usually quite good. I like it when a review gives me angles. So WrestleMania 8 review. 411 Media is normally quite good for these. Nope, this also doesn't give me reviews on angles. Definitely should have done this beforehand. Mike reviews WrestleMania 8, Blog of Doom. This looks like a good one, this feels good. Yeah, this feels solid. Sweet. All ready for this stream now. Should we have the show on NBC, or should we just air a Superstars of Wrestling on NBC just to get rid of that one more deal? So Primetime Wrestling's tonight. I've got that up. March 29, 92. The format is Vince in the studio, tuxedo and all, introducing clips of Hulk's greatest moments and matches, communicating in a sit-down interview with the Hulkster. Some new matches mixed in too. So we start with Hogan against Andre. So that's fine. Where were we last show? We were last in the Tri-State. What day is it? Monday. So we can now be back in the Southwest, I guess. Best option, locker room incidents. What's the crack? Ric Flair did some funny drawings. Hulk has an idea for enhancing his character. Dynamite got into an argument with Owen. Oh, that coffee's still hot in the sun. Lawler has been passed on tips to Louis Spicoli. Gene and Nails have spent a lot of time together. Nails got a lot of heat for his bad attitude. That's the Gene Oakland. Kevin Von Erich has a lot of heat for his bad attitude. Nice, we don't need to address the locker room. The Primetime Wrestling. Let's just start off with WWF Prime time wrestling opening. 4 minutes. Right. See, again, I've lost my funk. I used to be able to do like hype tape video, just jump, jump, jump. Let's just start with the whole main eventers. Perfect. Of course, you're not Happy Hulk. So in the main event of tonight's show, we can do Hogan and friends. That's Hogan. Yes, Slaughter's one of his friends, isn't he? Yeah. Hogan, Slaughter, and Bossman against heels. Just do Earthquake, Typhoon, and the Mountie. Who else would it be? Martel. Yeah, that should be fine. Like 15-minute Hogan going over storytelling. Nice. So we have the Hogan versus Andre from WrestleMania 3, with Gorilla and Bobby providing new commentary. We then get a quick recap of the Hulk-Sid issues, going back to them becoming friends at SummerSlam and falling out at the Rumble. Nice. So we can just stick that in next. So just recap the Hulk-Sid Justice issue, go over and falling out at the Rumble. Perfect. So I guess 4 minutes. Hulk, Sid, Freddy, Brutus, and I get Virgil. And I guess we also need to add in Ric Flair and Randy Savage. Due to it being, you know, the whole like he's now the contender, no he's the contender. That here. We have Shawn Michaels against Roddy Piper. A non-title match, but Shawn is being positioned as the next challenger for the IC belt already. Reverse Irish Whip sees Shawn land on the ropes and get punted into the ring stand. Sherry chucks in a pair of her boots for Shawn to knock Roddy out for the visual pinfall. Bret Hart comes in to protest, throwing the boots into revive Roddy, who swings and misses and gets DQ'd for it. And then Roddy and Bret get into an argument. Alright. It's 1v1, Shawn against... Oh, is this a B show? Superstar. Is Primetime Wrestling the B show? Right, so Roddy Piper I don't think will wrestle on it. I guess not. So let's do Shawn against Bret. More or less the same match, that's fine. Shawn wins. It's a DQ finish. Alright, can we keep you strong, Bret? Nice. Sherry throws in one of her shoes for Shawn. Piper comes in to try and help Bret, but is DQ'd by the ref. Roddy and Bret get into a nasty spat afterwards, with Bret sarcastically throwing in the belt for Roddy to pick up. Perfect. So we can just take Piper comes in to try and help Bret, but is DQ'd by the ref. So Bret, Roddy, Shawn and Sherry. That's sensuous Sherry, isn't it? Nice. It can be improvised. Boop, boop. We then get a recap of Ric Flair's attempt to strip Liz of her dignity. with the WWF magazine printing of the Ric Flair and Elizabeth apparently in a prior relationship. So, recap of Ric Flair's attempt to strip Elizabeth of her dignity. Perfect. We just need Ric Flair, Miss Elizabeth, I guess Gene, he's been quite a pivotal part of this, and Randy. 4 minutes. This is just all in the build up to WrestleMania. Let's put that here. Oh, here. We then have Jimping Jim Brunzell against Ric Flair. With Ric Flair getting the win. Flair turns a sleeper into a knee breaker, and then Figure 4 draws out a quick submission. That's fine, I'm happy to have Ric Flair take on Face, Men. Let him take on Duggan. Because why not? 6 minutes. Quick Flair victory. That can go here. Special interview with Liz at her home. Liz is pissed off in her demure. Liz is pissed off in her demure way about the photo situation, and Randy is heading to the magazine headquarters to show them the real pictures. Liz hopes for vindication when everyone sees the real pictures. That's fine. If this is the same person that does the normal reviews, they're really like, I don't know, like taking on Hogan and being like, I don't know, I won't get into it. You know, I will get into it, why not? So, bad. Well, the other person that does it is going to watch this. So, on this angle specifically, obviously I take from these reviews, big shout out to Blog of Doom for helping me run the save. But this one is like, special interview with Liz at her home, with a lot of leg on show. And it's just like, ugh, I'm not going to put that in. And then it's, Vince asks tough questions in his insincere way, probably drooling out of shot. And it's like, I understand you're reviewing the show, review the matches, whatever, give some insight on like the situation, what's going on in the wrestling world, love that. But like, I just don't enjoy that part of it. Or someone putting them in. So Randy Savage, I guess is off screen, same with Ric Flair. Nice. We can put that here because it makes more sense. We then get Hogan against Warrior, which don't have to do yet. Promo with Sid. I'm just going to read this word for word. Promo with Sid, who probably made a boo-boo by calling Hogan a wrestler. He's a fuel-injected suicide machine himself, which is at least better than monkey hormones. What does that even mean? What are you saying, man? Sid puts a promo on ending Hulk Mania and finishing the career of Hulk Hogan. That's all it needs. You just need to do something like that. Not whatever this monkey hormone shit is. 3 minutes. I don't know why. I feel like it sounds like I'm in an awful mood. I'm not in an awful mood. So, Sid, cutting a promo, same with Freddy on Hulk, off screen. We can have Gene as the interviewer. In fact, let's have Vince as the interviewer, it's a special day. Yeah, stick that here. There's a lot of angles and not a lot to do. I do want to do Hulk Hogan. It's thanking all the fans at ringside. Andre the giant comes out. Hulk looks scared, but the Hulk looks scared, but the two embrace. Which is, I just think that's a nice thing. So Andre. Ugh. Why is he at All Japan? Just do off screen. Hulk. Cutting a promo. That's it. Nice. Or is it because of B shows? Oh, he's working for All Japan tonight. That's fine. I do actually need to check that. Creative ID, do we have? Hogan, safe bet, that's fine. Blake Beverly, bit of an angle, we can use that at WrestleMania. Barbarian, we'll use that eventually. So where's Hulk? Creative idea. Nice, deploy, success. He's happy. Recap of The Undertaker making a save when Jake Roberts went to wipe out Liz with a chair, then getting it back on Funeral Parlour. The Undertaker is a cool, unstoppable monster. Can we fit all that? Yeah. So we have The Undertaker, Jake, Paul, Randy, and East Elizabeth. To be honest, with this angle, it does seem that they just struggled to find someone for The Undertaker. Then get Jake Roberts against Jim Powers. He wins quickly. So Jake Roberts can take on Face, Dudes. He can take on Snooker. Why not? A previous Undertaker victim. Have that put here. We also have the Natural Disasters against Horowitz and Kato. And then an interview with Hulk. I'm happy. Oh, Natural Disasters are already wrestling. We can stick the other members of Heel, Men. We can stick the Warlord, the Berserker, and the Barbarian against Faces. Let's just do some jobbers. Costello, Powers, Spicoli. Whatever the shortest we can do is 5 minutes. And let's stick, I don't know, Barbarian over. So we can stick that here. Just continue the whole match angle thing. So interview with Hulkster in a black WBF workout suit and a red bandana. We already have a Hogan promo at the end, so we don't really need to do that. Oh, Vince thanks him for everything he's ever done. Which is about the closest they would get to a nice ending together. Nice. So we can probably just squeeze some matches in, since we have bare angles. Again, let's do a 3v3 of heel males. We have Dynamite Kid, IRS, and Ted against Faces, Bruce, Keith, and Ross. That's fine, another 5-minute. Stick Dynamite over. Perfect. Go here, and we have room for what looks like one more match. 2v2. Let's have, I guess, the Von Erichs. Why not? The Von Erichs can take on heels. Who do we have? Haku and Kato? 3 names against 2 names? Let's stick Kerry over. Kerry's the Texas Tornado, isn't he? Yeah, thought so. 32, not too bad. How old's he? 34. How old's Haku at this point? 33. Oh, so everyone's still kind of got a ways to go. Must cut 4 minutes. There we go. So what's the problem? Sean is wrestling with chronic shoulder pain. That's fine. We can actually cut a couple of minutes from that. Just to save him any issues. Hopefully everything is fine. All looks pretty good to me. 67, so we'll not be penalised. Let's run it. Primetime wrestling opening. Sean defeated Brett in 4:33 by DQ. Sherry throws in one of her shoes for Sean. Piper comes in and tries to help Brett, but is DQ'd by the ref. Roddy and Brett get into a nasty spat afterwards, with Brett sarcastically throwing in the belt to Roddy to pick up. Ric Flair defeated Duggan in 6:09 by submission with a figure 4. Liz is pissed off in her demure way about the photo situation, and Randy is heading to the magazine headquarters to show them the real pictures. In a bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, the Dragon Bombers defeated Costello, Powers and Spicoli, when the Barbarian pinned Spicoli with a kick of fear. We got a recap of the Hulk Sid Justice issue, going back to them becoming friends at SummerSlam and falling out at the Rumble. The Von Erichs defeated Haku and Kato when Kerry pinned Haku with the Iron Claw. Kerry still going through personal issues. Recap of Ric Flair's attempt to strip Liz of her dignity. Dynamite Kid and Money Inc. defeat the Hart Foundation when Dynamite Kid pinned Bruce with a diving headbutt. Sid cuts a promo on ending Hulkamania and finishing the career of Hulk Hogan. Jake Roberts defeated Jimmy... Nothing says. I feel like it's weird when it's just this. Roberts defeated Snooker in 5:07 with the DDT. Recap of The Undertaker making the save when Jake Roberts went to wipe out Liz with a chair, then getting it back on Funeral Parlour. In a decent match, Slaughter, Hogan and Bossman in our main event defeated the Mountie and the Natural Disasters when Hogan pinned the Mountie with a big leg drop. Typhoon debuted a new power spot to showcase his strength. His psychology will be helped by being able to use it as a go-to spot in the future. Hogan is at ringside thanking the fans. When Andre comes out, Hulk looks scared, but the two embrace. That might be one of the best WWF shows we put on. Financially, 14k for a B show as well. That would have been bits if it was an A show. Absolute bits. So we see the daily morning news update for wrestling. WWE announces Summer UK and Ireland tour with Raw and SmackDown tapings. Hall of Famer says their 2K25 rating is way off the mark. Who says that? Booker T. But his 2001 model was rated 77. The Sandman has a rating of 86. He said it should have been 1901, that's fair. Chelsea Green talks creating Mick Foley inspired gear. Why WWE Hall of Famer had no issue with Tony Storm and Mario May bleeding at AEW Revolution. Happy, yep. That's the Daily Morning News. New CMLL locker room leader. Panico. Primetime Wrestling. Enjoyed the show. Engine for Brian B. Blair. Killer Bees. Fans amazed by Typhoon. NAWA hired Art Bar. Bill Kazmier's left New Japan. Nice. Lex will be leaving tomorrow. I don't think we really need him if I'm honest. Jim Neidhart will be able to start work tomorrow. Really? Let's go to WWF. It says their contracts are a little longer. Let's just see what happens. We can always figure something out. What if I just... Events and TV availability. Tuesday, Andre. So Andre is always going to be busy with All Japan. If I could just put WrestleMania tonight. Like, I don't think Superstars of Wrestling will really change. It's not like Jim Neidhart I'm worried about, it's Jake Roberts. Look at all these shows. Main event should be a 4-way. Oh, fatal 4-way, that makes sense. Should we risk it? We can always change the WrestleMania opponent. Yeah, why not? Let's just risk it. WrestleMania needs to be on a set day, doesn't it? Pee Wee Moore? What was the evening daily news update? WWE fans can lunch with John Cena for a staggering cost. Injured WWE star set to return on Raw following 8-month absence. The roast of WrestleMania is something that's happening. And Natalia calls for unsung hero to receive Hall of Fame induction. Oh, Finlay. Fair. Finlay is class, to be fair. Jake Roberts has joined the WWF. Sorry, the WCW. Lex Luger has left. JWP has just opened. Japan Women's Pro Wrestling, nice. And what's this? OPW. Oriental Pro Wrestling. Fair. ECW Philadelphia Show 1. Mr. Sandman defeated Ivan. JT Smith defeated Tony Stetson. Jameson gone from WWF. I thought I saw Moondog Spot. No, it's just Goldie Rogers. Hulk Hogan's New Horizons. Randy Savage New Horizons. Let's go WWF. So say does Jake Roberts. So he still has 2X. It's confirmed to be leaving. So he hasn't left. He's just joined. Virgil's new areas. Undertaker, Warlord. Sonny Blaze is gone. Lex Luger has left WCW and joined us. John Tenta is available in new areas. Jim Neidhart's joined. Jake Roberts joined. Nice. Anyone new joined the world of wrestling? Kevin Quinn, Flash Flanagan, Canyon, Derek Domino. Solid. No one we really need right now. Contract negotiations with Hillbilly Jim. He can come in as a face. So I just need to make sure if we do have any WCW shows on WrestleMania Sunday, I can't book them in an angle. I don't know who will get to go first if it is WWF, but I just can't risk Roberts or Jim Neidhart. I can risk, but I can't risk Roberts being unavailable. Oh, retirement for Don Owen. Fair. I wonder who's going to take over when he retires. Retirement for Martin Warren. Hollywood return for Jeep Swenson. Big budget musical movie. William Boo retirement. Admiral is a one night with New Japan, so is De Beers. So there's all of NWA is going to be at New Japan. Was that the show last night? King Kalua defeated Vader in Japan to retain. The Chaos Connection beat Kim Duck and Kengo Kimura. Yeah. God, King Kalua, man. Beating Vader in New Japan. Sadly, it wasn't the Tokyo Dome show, but madness. House show was held. Oh, there's Samoan Savage. Does he ever get hired by... So Sam Fatu. Is he the one we have? So in '89 he joined WCW, part of the Samoan SWAT team. Trio managed by Humperdinck in '89. What were we in '92? That makes sense. His brother Fatu, and Sammy went to WWF. Fatu instead did not return nor get a contract from WWF. Fatu returned to WWF as Tonga Kid for a few house shows against Shango and Razor. Fair. Tony Sinclair leaving ASW. All the usual jazz. Hot Property, Kevin Nash. Tony Sinclair. So Power Hour tomorrow. Bart Gunn wants to be called up. Hillbilly Jim has joined. What do we have? Nothing. Darren Ward, man. Doesn't necessarily seem to be too much more going on. I actually haven't checked the Grey Dog forums in a while. I wonder if there is any new mods out, or anything to that general vibe. 1992 is still always popping off. There's a 2000s mod that is in version 1.0. Doesn't necessarily seem to be too much more. I wonder if there's any more arguments in the real world chronicles. Someone just posted like the world's biggest post. Chronicling like a whole bunch of relationships. Not much going on the 2000s mod. There was a little update on the 2016 mod. There's a beta test for a 98 one. Just all the usual jazz. Jim Neidhart has went from bulky to flabby. You go, Jim Neidhart. Oh, Volcan's gone from rings. Demanding more money. Of course he was. So we have Power Hour. And tonight we also have Superstars Wrestling. We might actually just get round to... Ooh, my legs. To doing WrestleMania in this episode. Big Mania episode, let's push that. What's going on in the 85? I just wanted to check if there was an update on that. Missed his goal of February 15th. No. That's a shame. I'm really looking forward to that 1985 mod because there's so much between like then and this 92 that's going on. No one has the night off. What was I don't know where we're at now. 8th of March, 29th of March in the Southwest. I guess this is, yeah, just continuing the Southwest. Ooh, in the same place as WWF, I think. Tommy Rich was not happy with Tony Schiavone. Italian Stallion was not happy with Schiavone. And Ransom Drills. Garvin has been passing on tips to Van Hammer. Vinny Vegas and the Italian Stallion got into a huge row. Michael Hayes brightened up the backside brightened up the backstage area by being cheerful and fun to be around. We don't have to do anything. This is just our quick little auto-booked show. All the usual jazz. At this point, these are feeling more or less the same. So, WCW, our opening. Like, I don't know what the prerequisite, nice. The prerequisite for the auto booker is, what they take into account or anything like that. But I was wondering what has happened to Alexa's gone. Dustin, Harley Race. We've got Jim Neidhart as well. I guess he's here. He's a little higher up than he was. So El Gigante against Kalua. Let's just stick King Kalua over. Video featuring Rick and Scott Steiner. So Rick Steiner, subject to video along with Arn and Bobby Eaton. Nice, nice, nice. Tracy Smothers against Joey Maggs. Let's stick Smothers over. Interview with Bobby Eaton, Arn and Ole Anderson. Nice, let's have Bobby Eaton cutting a promo, same with Arn on, I guess, Michael Hayes, Jimmy Garvin. Mr. Hughes against Kazmaier. Let's stick Kazmaier over. In fact, 2v2. Let's have heel, male, Vader and Blanchard. Why not? Against faces, Big Josh and PN News. It's fine with me. Let's stick Vader over. Staff, set of Tully. Let's just do Zabisco. Nice. Interview with Steve Austin on Ron Simmons. Ron off screen. Terry Taylor against Todd Champion. Yeah, it's fine. Let's just stick Taylor over. The Tailor-Made Man. Interview with Ron Simmons. Again, fine. Let's stick Steve Austin off screen. 7 minutes. How much can I cut? 5. Van Hammer against Vinny Vegas. Instead, we could probably do... Who's recognisable? This should probably be higher. Probably Pillman. Maybe Cactus Jack actually against Face. I don't know. Sonny Trout. Stick Cactus over. And finally, interview with Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham. Dustin cutting a promo. Who would they be cutting it on? So Dustin Rhodes and Major. They can cut it on, I guess, Larry Zbyszko and Rick Rude. Perfect. 58% will not be penalised. All looks good. WCW Power Hour opening. King Kalua defeated Gigante in 4-6 with an atomic knee drop. Video featuring Rick and Scott Steiner. Smothers defeated Max in 251 with a jaw jacket. Interview with Bobby, Arn and Ole Anderson. Vader and Tully defeated Josh and PN News when Vader pinned PN News with a Vader bomb. Interview with Steve Austin on Ron Simmons. Terry Taylor defeated Todd Champion in 5-12 with a sharpshooter. Interview with Ron. Cactus defeated Sonny Trout in 644, sorry. And there was a promo, an interview with Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham. Just blasted through that one. I don't know if I said any of those words correctly. Alright, Saturday night, baby. Don't need a booking team meeting. Vinny Vegas and Gigante got into a heated argument. So I guess once again, let's do the matches. And then we'll do all the angles. So the first one, Pillman defeated Brad Armstrong to retain the title. Instead, we can do Billy Robinson losing to Brian Pillman. Titles, WCW Light Heavyweight. Brian Pillman going over. We can make this steal the show. Michael Hayes and Garvin defeated Cactus and DDP. Why? That's the Pillman match. So there doesn't necessarily seem to be a reason behind this match, so instead I'd rather do the Freebirds take on Faces. I don't know. I feel like Ivan needs to be further up. What's his match history like? 17 wins and 13 losses. What about in WCW? 3 wins, 5 losses. That's fair. He's just kind of in the main event. They can take on... I don't know. What if we did Jimmy Valiant and the Z-Man? It's so fun that Tom Zenk's actually in the main event of this show, losing in a 2 out of 3 falls match against Austin. And I'm just like, no time for him. Let's stick Michael Hayes over. We then have Rick Rude defeating a jobber. Very quickly, Rude can beat face, male. Dean Malenko? Nice. Let's just make it 6 minutes and stick Rude over. That's fine. And then a 2 out of 3 falls. Is that an option? 2 out of 3 falls, perfect. We have Steve Austin taking on face, male. We can do Dustin. We've seen WCW television. Is it a tainted win by Austin? No, seems alright. Yeah, seems like a solid match. Austin, storytelling. What if we keep you strong, Dustin? Nice. Well, so that's the show. This is deemed the new era of World Championship Wrestling. The show has some new music, with Jim Ross standing in a separate ring inside the studio to promote the show. Eric Bischoff introduces Ross as if he is the sidekick. The format of the show is almost similar to primetime wrestling. So, WCW Saturday night opening. 3 minutes. Hype. Pre-taped video. So we have Dusty, Jesse, Polly, Rude. Just can't do Jake Roberts. Just can't do Jake Roberts. Nice. So we have some pre-taped comments from Tom Zenk and Steve Austin regarding the main event. Zenk says he's been on a roll and is coming for the championship. We then hear from Paulie, who puts over Austin as the best wrestler. Austin says he is a generous guy, putting the belt on the line in the best 2 out of 3 falls. So we can just change Zenk to Dustin. So Dustin cutting a promo. Same with Paulie. Same with Steve. Nice. We can stick that here, maybe. So the Pillman match. Pillman hits a springboard clothesline from the apron and gets the win. The crowd was completely into the match. Ron Simmons joins Jim Ross and Jesse Ventura on stage. Simmons seems to be getting the Hogan treatment as they had a video of him being a role model with kids in the area. Simmons thinks that fans are let down by their heroes when their hero makes a mistake. Ron says the fans themselves are heroes. Ross talks about Sting and Simmons puts over Sting as a great champion. Simmons would like the opportunity to wrestle Sting. Ventura mentions that WCW has never had a black champion, and that's a motivation for Simmons. Ron brings up Rick Rude. Simmons puts over Rude and says that Rude has Paulie in his corner. Ron thinks he would take care of business against Rude one-on-one. Simmons says that Ventura ran Florida State. Simmons says that had Ventura ran Florida State, they wouldn't have won any games. Ventura believes that nobody would get up from the Rude Awakening. Simmons promises that Rude would be in for a Rude Awakening himself. Simmons decides to show Ross and Ventura how he would handle Rick Rude. Ron takes off his shirt and poses for the fans. Just a general Ron Simmons promo on Rick Rude. Don't need to put all that in, just this bit. So Jesse Ventura is an interviewer, same with Jim Ross, with Ron Simmons cutting a promo on Rick Rude. 3. Nice. Put that here. And we're just into the main event. Paulie is distracting the ref. Austin counters a roll-up, and as Zenk rolled up with a handful of tights. Zenk hammers away on Austin, and they both run the ropes briefly, with Zenk hitting a Luthez press and gets a 3 count to even the falls to 1. Zenk then backdrops Austin and connects with a couple of drop kicks. Austin drops Zenk with a stun gun and gets the win. Done. That's fine. What is the next show? We go to pre-booking, Wrestle War. So if I do a WCW Wrestle War advert, just need to kind of squeeze in general stuff now. Not too much going on this show, but I imagine the 2 out of 3 falls lasts longer. I mean, I could extend it a bit, but it wouldn't be by much. Why is that there? Is that the opening match? Put that there. Dustin against Steve. We can make 25 minutes, but I'm not sure the fans would react to that. And angles are too high, aren't they? Wrestle War advert. What other shows do we have? WCW main event rundown. Hype pre-taped video. That is fine. We can stick that here. Sting talks about wrestling Lex and how he feels that Vader is his next opponent. So Jim Ross is the interviewer with Sting cutting a promo on Big Van Vader. Vader and Grace talk about squashing the competition in WCW that Vader and way to take the belt off Sting. Has Vader ever been WCW champion? No, that's so upsetting, isn't it? That here. Can't wait to win. I don't know. We can have Eric Bischoff as the interviewer, Harley Race, and Big Van Vader cutting a promo on Sting. Perfect. Have that here. I'd also like to hire 3 local workers. Let's have... Let me just go through and see who's here. This is everyone, yeah. Let's have Brian Cox. Negotiate face. Let's have Erin Grady or Crash Holly as a face. And let's have Jay Smooth. Okay. Jay Smooth looks like someone who also would have fit in like in this time period. And we can have a little 1 versus 3, very quick handicap match. Big Van Vader taking on faces. Brian Cox, Erin O'Grady, and Jay Smooth. What's the shortest I can do this for? 2 minutes, perfect. Vader domination. Fans are expecting a show of 65% matches. Currently you're at 71 and so would not be penalised. That's what I need. I need to be told I wouldn't be penalised. I don't think this show is going to do the best, but we'll see. Let's run it. Everything looks good to me. WCW Saturday Night opening. In a decent match, Pillman defeated Billy Robinson in 9:52 by pinfall with an air Pillman to make defense number 2 with the light heavyweight title. We then got a WCW main event rundown. Sting talks about wrestling Lex and how he feels that Vader is his next opponent. The Freebirds defeated Valiant and Z-Man when Hayes pinned Z-Man with a bulldog. Dustin says he's been a bit on a roll and is coming for the championship. We hear from Paulie, who puts over Austin as the best wrestler. Austin says he's a generous guy, putting the belt on the line in the best 2 out of 3 falls. Vader defeated Brian Cox, Erin O'Grady and Jay Smooth in 1:56 when Vader pinned Brian Cox with a Vader bomb. Vader and Race talk about squashing the competition in WCW and that Vader can't wait to take the belt off Sting. Rick Rude defeated Stinko Malenko in 6:23 by pinfall with a Rude Awakening. I hope this would do as well as it did. Simmons promises that Rude would be in for a Rude Awakening himself and decides to show Ross and Ventura how he would handle Rick Rude. Ron takes off his shirt and poses for the fans. And then in our main event, Austin defeated Dustin in a 2 out of 3 falls in 25:14 with 2 straight falls, with the final pinfall happening by submission with the Hollywood and Vine to make defense number 12 for the World Television title. We then got an advert for Wrestle War, 67, not the best. 113k though. Superstars Wrestling. I do think I could have probably put on a better show. Like if I could have just put on a different main event. This is our A show, no one gets the night off. 17,000 away on Saturday. Oh, that's fine. So we're still on Saturday, so let's pick the Southwest. Booking team meeting, that's fine. Locker room incidents. Brian Knobbs has a small clash with Owen. Bob Smedley's not happy with Owen. Owen Hart tried to bring in Billy Graham, some backstage team building, but only annoyed him. Shawn Michaels almost got into a fight with Knobbs. Jimmy Hart and Sid had an argument. Why is everyone falling apart? It's fine. I was like the general. Alright, all looks fine. Backstage. Fucking hell. Why is everyone a fucking negative influence? All these people are just causing problems. How is this a standard amount of positive and negative? Ugh. Superstars of Wrestling. Our hosts are Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect. WWF Superstars of Wrestling opening. Boop. 3 minutes. We still have Jake Roberts, that helps. Alright, that's fine. That should be fine for Sunday. I didn't think I booked Jake Roberts, but maybe I did. If WCW is doing anything on a Sunday, I'm just going to cancel the show in the hopes that I'll be able to use him. Hype. Pre-taped video. Yes, whatever. That's fine. So is it WCW? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We got Bulldog against Scott Avery. Nice. Quick little Bulldog squash. Where is he? So we have the British Bulldog. Has he made his way up? Nice. So instead, we can have Dynamite taking on face, male, I don't know, Volkov. 4 minutes, Dynamite going over. I can't believe we've never ran this match. We then get the WWF update with Gene Oakland. Vince's interview with Liz from Primetime WrestleMania Special is shown. Oakland says we'll hear from Flair and Perfect later on in the show. Perfect. So Gene on character development. We have Vince as an interviewer with Miss Elizabeth, Randy and Jake off screen. Wait, Randy and Ric Flair off screen, sorry. 3 minutes. Who's the interviewer? Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, Miss Elizabeth. Cutting a promo. Then got Tatanka against Sandy Beach. Martel is shown an insert promo telling Tatanka he has no class after his attack 2 weeks ago and promises victory at WrestleMania. So Tatanka can take on heel, male, Colonel Mustafa. Perfect. I guess Andre is going to be away for WrestleMania. Do I have him? Maybe we do need to negotiate a new contract. I don't know if I can do it at this point. Do I have you on exclusive written? So you're just on a handshake. I'm willing to give you an exclusive written for 2 years. That's fine. Because are you still wrestling matches? Yes, you're regularly wrestling matches. I'm doing bits, to be fair, but I would like to keep you. Awful physical health. That's fine. I just want you to last another year and wrestle at next year's WrestleMania. Rick Martel in insert promo tells Tatanka has no class for his attack 2 weeks ago and promises victory at WrestleMania. Rick Martel promises victory at WrestleMania. So we have Rick Martel cutting a promo with Tatanka. I guess can be on character development since they're wrestling. We've got Sid beating Hercules from the MSG show. Shawn Michaels against Roddy Piper from the WrestleMania special show. We then have the WrestleMania 8 report with Gene Oakland. We see footage of Oakland at the airport waiting for Flair and Perfect to arrive. Flair and Perfect put down Liz for being a liar, then Flair calls Elizabeth for being proud that she rode Space Mountain and was there and loved it. But now, cannot come back down? I couldn't read any of this. Flair and Perfect put down Liz for being a liar. Then Flair recalls Liz being proud that she rode Space Mountain and was there and loved it. But now she cannot come back down. Flair and Perfect talk about the centerfold they will put on the big screen at the Hoosier Dome, so everyone can see what she looks like. Flair tells Savage after he takes the worst beating of his life, he'll meet damaged goods just like his wife. Awful. I mean, great for making Ric Flair look like a terrible person. Sorry. Sorry, someone that I work with has just quit on shift. Sorry. I'm now just thoroughly distracted. So Gene is the interviewer. Ric Flair cutting a promo with Mr. Perfect. On Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. Sorry, I'm just asking that fellow chef with whom I am friends with if they are okay. I don't see Jake Roberts. Is it because he's booked for the show? That's fine. So Jake Roberts defeats Scott Allen. That's fine. What other matches do we have? We don't. That's the main event. So instead, this is our A show. We could have Sid and Heels, Money Inc. Sid, Ted, and IRS against faces. I don't know, Piper, Brett, and Slaughter. I've done a match similar to this, haven't I? Give me 1 second. I just need to listen to this voice note that I was sent. Hello, man. Sorry about that. I will let you know the song now. Sorry, I don't know how much you were in the stream for. I just had to listen to a quick voice note. Is there a way I can copy and paste that? Traverse. You just joined in. Oh yeah, sorry, I haven't just disappeared. Traverse Starlight. So let me just try and... Alright, so it's trying to get me to sign in to Twitch. It's... for some reason it's not letting me type my own chat. Can I bring this over? I'm sure I can. So the song is, if you can see here... I'm not sure if you can actually. Over here. I don't know if this is showing anything that... So Traverse Starlight and Prairie. Staff roll 10. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I have to be signed in to my Twitch account to stream, but it's not letting me type in my own chat without signing in. And then when I try and sign in, it's like, we need you to do like we've sent you an email or a text message and you need to fill out these numbers. And it's just like, ugh. So, sorry. I might actually not get around to WrestleMania now. Goodness. Just to fill you in on what you did miss. Yeah, just took a quick voice note. 'Cause someone I've worked with has just quit on the spot. And I like them a lot. He's been good to me. It just means the rest of work now is going to be stressful because we're a man down. Here's the main event. I'm so stressed and sweaty. Alright, that's fine. Perfect. Right, let's carry on. So, a tribute to Hulk Hogan airs, and that is followed by the Hogan interview with Vince on Primetime Wrestling WrestleMania special. So they're really making it seem as if Hogan's like done, which maybe Vince just thought he did, and this is kind of his way of getting around it. So, Hulk Hogan and Vince, I guess. I really would like Vince to get more popular because he's quite low down the card. Not that he really does anything until, I guess, 96-ish. Till he becomes an actual, like, on-screen person. And then there's one more WrestleMania plug to end the show. WrestleMania ad. 3 minutes. Hype. Retaped. Video. Oh yeah, I forgot Jake's away. Praying to God that he's there at WrestleMania. I know there's a previous video that I needed to cut quite a lot out because I had a phone call. I just can't remember which one now, and that's going to kill me. Oh, is that the main event? It is, isn't it? We can also add a Hogan match on the show. Hogan against heel, male. Les Luger. Who should we put him against? Could just stick him against Shawn in something short and quick. I know. 7 minutes. Hogan goes over. Just a fun match, simple match. Like Shawn's already getting his win at WrestleMania. So Superstars of Wrestling opening. We have Dynamite against Volkov, update, Mustafa against Tatanka. We can add in another match. Let's have a 2v2. We could have heels, the Nasty Boys. They can go over. I do really want to push this new Danuki team later. Or when I can. They can go against Keith and Ross. Just a simple one. 7 minutes. Stick knobs over. Champion. Perfect. Sid says after ending Hulk Mania, he's coming for the WF Championship. Nice. Simple, easy. Sid cutting a promo. Freddie Brassy cutting a promo. On Hulk Hogan off screen, and we can have Vince as an interviewer. Stick that here. Can we squeeze in another match? I rely way too heavily on like 6-man tags and 8-man tags. Against heels, Haku, Kato, and Repo. How long do I need? 30? If I just do this at 13 minutes. Is that going to be an issue? Would not be penalised. Again, I don't think this is our best show, but we don't want too much before. Mustafa's unhappy. Shawn is wrestling with an injury. Penalised for no match being storytelling. I guess this one can be storytelling. Booking analysis. All looks good to me, to be fair. Superstars of Wrestling opening. Dynamite defeat Volkov. Mustafa. Everything looks like match angle. Let's just run it. WF Superstars of Wrestling opening. Coming up with company/alliance names. I'm sad. I understand, man. Like, I really struggle coming up with just tag team names of my own. That's the thing, like, I think what can be chanted. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm coming up with a company, it's like I just think PWG. runs perfect. It's just ending on something, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's hard to come up with a good name. I feel you, man. This is why I never like really do something of my own company. I like with the King of Sports, the 1980s or 1970s, 80s company that kind of stole. Like at least someone could shout King of Sport, like. But KOS like isn't a good acronym, so I just changed it to I think wrestling. Dynamite Kid defeated Volkov in 4-4 with a diving headbutt. Got the WWF update with Gene, been showing the Vince interviewing Liz from Primetime Wrestling. Oakland says that we'll hear from Flair and Perfect later on in the show. Tatanka defeated Mustafa in 4:34 by pinfall with an Indian death drop. Rick Martel in an insert promo tells Tatanka he has no class after his attack from 2 weeks ago and promises victory at WrestleMania. In a bout that had subpar wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, the Nasty Boys defeated Keith and Ross when Nobbs pinned Ross with a trip to Nastyville. Sid says after ending Hulkamania, he's coming for the WWF Championship. Jannetty and the Von Erichs defeated Haku, Kato and Repo when Kerry pinned Kato with a tornado punch. We get the WrestleMania 8 report with Oakland. Flair and Perfect put down Liz for being a liar. Flair tells Savage that after he takes the worst beating of his life, he'll be damaged goods just like his wife. In a bout which had good heat and decent wrestling, Sid and Money Inc. defeated Piper, Slaughter and Hitman when Sid pinned Hitman with a powerbomb. To be honest, I meant to edit this a little more. I wanted it to be dissension between Piper and Brett, with Slaughter eventually getting pinned while those two are arguing. That's my fault. A tribute to Hulk Hogan airs, and that is followed by the Hogan interview with Vince on the Primetime Wrestling Special. Then finally in the main event, Hulk pinned Shawn in 7:16 with a big boot leg drop. We then get the final ad for WrestleMania. Nice. 260, not the best show we've put on, but also at the same time I don't think the worst. Jan Kardec, French wrestler who works in Europe, he used the 450 splash. Scott Steiner invented the 450 splash, which is something I always like to say. That's true, by the way, it's not a fib, he did invent it. We'll book WrestleMania. Why not? We've come this far. Steve Williams has left All Japan without them having him drop the belt. Sorry, All Japan. That's completely on them. So tonight we have main event. Can I just change main event to be on a Monday? Perfect. I'll do it for just this week, then we'll change it. Because I don't... Bob Backlund and UWFI, fair enough. They've made a rival bid. They're offering 109,000 a month. No, we offer 110. Serious accept these terms and consider signing for you. Nice. Phineas wants to be called up. So we have Wrestling Challenge and WrestleMania tonight. Wrestling Challenge is just auto-booked, isn't it? So tonight, 60,000. Let's make as much money as we can. Let's once again have it in the Tri-State. Locker Room Instance. Rick Martel has a character idea. Alfred Hayes and Wurzel travel buddies. Ric Flair is in fine form. Some heat between Savage and Owen. Some heat between Owen and Nails. And let's auto book. Oh, if someone gets a big injury now, this whole show. Everyone here. Nice. So, WF Wrestling Challenge opening. Three minutes. Let's add everyone in. Where is Lex? There he is, let's remove him. Improvised. We have the Dragon Bombers against Crush and Virgil, that's fine, let's stick Hercules over. 4 minutes. Interview with Jimmy Hart and Money Inc. Ted cutting a promo with IRS on Animal and Hawk. That's fine, can make it improvised. Jimmy Snuka against the Genius. Instead, let's have Marty Jannetty against the Genius. Let's cut 2 more minutes. Interview with IRS and Ted DiBiase. Ted cutting a promo on, who are the other people? Earthquake and Typhoon. Coco Beware can lose to the Dynamite Kid. Nice. Interview with Animal and Hawk. See, Hawk and Animal feels weird to me, but Animal and Hawk just rolls off the tongue. Animal cut a promo on Ted and IRS. Haku against Costello. Instead, let's have Haku against Kerry Von Erich. Need to cut at least 2 more minutes. There we go. Nice. Interview with Big Bossman and Hulk Hogan. So Hulk cutting a promo on Sid off screen. Improvised. Barbarian against Owen. That's actually a fine match, yeah. Stick Owen over. Video featuring Hulk and Andre. So Hulk Hogan. Also subjective video. Perfect. Wrestling Challenge opening. Dragon Bombers defeated Crush and Virgil when Hercules submitted Crush with a full Nelson. Interview with Jimmy Hart and Money Inc. Jannetty defeated the Genius in 2:33 with a rocker dropper. Interview with IRS and Ted. Dynamite Kid defeated Coco in 6:17 with a headbutt. Interview with Animal and Hawk. Kerry Von Erich defeated Haku in 6:04 with the Iron Claw. Interview with Bossman and Hogan. Owen defeated the Barbarian in 8:55 with a missile dropkick. Video featuring Owen and Hogan. Solid. I actually thought that might do a bit better, but... So automatic selection, everything but NBC. I'm happy with that. No booking team meeting. Savage and Earthquake butted heads and are furious at each other. Let's inspire. You gave an inspirational speech. The entire locker room is now fired up and buzzing. WrestleMania 8. So, if we do a WWF WrestleMania opening, the biggest one of the year, hype, pre-taped video. EWF is a great acronym. Yeah, I like Empire Wrestling Federation. I think Empire Wrestling Federation also just kind of rolls off the tongue. Like EWF, EWF. Like it works. It's kind of like ECW, isn't it? I am very sorry to do this. Book. I know we've just done the opening, but I'm actually going to have to go. And I got to WrestleMania. Very sorry about this. Shit, I also took my phone off charge. So that's not ideal. You know how life is. I will be back this afternoon because I want to book WrestleMania, so we'll do more of this. I'm sorry, yeah, life. You know how it is. Thank you for jumping in, Timu. It's been lovely to see you again. Sorry I didn't get chat to you more. Somehow this afternoon has turned into the world's most chaotic thing. But yeah, see you, man. Give me a couple of hours, and I'll be back on, and I'll actually book WrestleMania if you're still around, brother. So stay safe and have a lovely afternoon.